G'day guys, how are we going? Well, the old power lead. Yep, I think everyone's pretty much got one inside their shed, but this one, I've got it plugged in here, runs down on the ground and inside my four drive. Why? Let's go and find out. Righto, so here it is, that car fridge. So that power lead runs into the back of this fridge and runs this fridge 24/7. Now, this is a question I've been asked quite a bit just of late. What do I do with my car fridge when we can't go camping? Do I turn it on or do I turn it off? Now, yeah, there's a lot of four drives sitting pretty idle right around the country at the moment. So what are you guys doing with your fridge during these times? And even other times, if you don't get out camping a lot throughout the year, what do you do with your car fridge? Are you switching it off or are you leaving it running? So I'll go through with mine, what I do with this one and why I leave it running 24/7. Let's get into it. Righto, so as I mentioned, yep, I leave my fridge running 24/7. Why do I do that? Well, I don't know. It might be a bit of an old wives' tale. I'm not really sure, but I have heard that it's not ideal leaving probably any sort of a fridge standing idle without the engine running, the motor running in it for long periods of time. Because I've heard that that the components in there need to be lubricated up, and just by keeping it running helps to assist with that. So whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. I'm sure you guys are going to let me know whether I'm right, wrong or otherwise, or if you've heard something different, I'd be pretty keen to hear what you guys probably think about that. But so ever since that, I've kept my fridge running 24/7 now. I bought this fridge way back in 2005, just before I bought my second Navara, D22 Navara. And here we are nearly 17 odd years down the track, and this thing is still going now. It's never been turned off. The only time that little green light here goes out and the motor stops is when I'm pulling the 240 plug out of the back there, plugging in the 12-volt system and heading away camping. That's the only time this feed income, this thing gets turned off. Other than that, I use it all the time now. And what do you guys do with your fridge? Now, they're a great fridge, so why leave them sitting, idle, empty? If you're going to be having them running, don't leave them empty. Use the fridge, which is what I do with mine. Now, I've got, there's only one, but I've certainly got a few beers in there. They're a great car fridge. Actually, the temperature that my beers come out of this fridge here are even better than what they do coming out of my fridge at home. The other thing I've got in here is just bottles of water. Now, the reason why I've got stuff in here is, again, while it's got content inside your fridge isn't going to work as hard either. So, you've got that space in there. You need to keep your fridge with some things in it and just give it something to cool. And that way your motor's not going to be working as hard as it normally would be if it's sitting there with nothing in it. So that's what I do with my fridge now, just in case, you don't want to leave your fridge running 24/7 like I do with mine. If you're going to turn it off, I've got a bit of paper here. Look, just anything. If you're going to switch it off, make sure you get something, whether it be a bit of paper, a magazine or a bit of wood, anything, just put under there just so the lid is left just open so it's got good airflow in there. Because if you switch your fridge off, like any sort of fridge, switch your car fridge off and leave that lid locked down like so, and leave it locked up for a few days, weeks or a month or so, when you go and open it up, it's going to be pretty rank inside. It's going to be pretty ordinary. So give it some good airflow and have that lid just slightly ajar if you're going to leave your fridge switched off when you're at home. And also, if I'm parked up at home for longer than probably 3 days, if my patrol's going to be sitting in the shed for longer than sort of 3 days, which doesn't happen too often, but yeah, it does happen, I'll always take the 12-volt system off and then put the 240-volt system back in and keep the fridge running rather than draining your battery under the bonnet under there. So yeah, any longer than sort of 2-3 days, I'll unplug it, run it off 240 and keep this fridge running and keep some stuff inside, and works an absolute treat. And not only in times like this, this is a good time, when you can't go away too much, inspect your fridge and get out and check the seal on it, make sure the seal's in good nick and that sort of thing, and make sure, the lid, is nice and firm down, and when you click that latch down, it's a good tight fit and you've got no air leaks going on with it either. So, there's a bit of maintenance stuff you can do there, and even when you go away, make sure these air vents, make sure they're well exposed like these ones are, so you get good airflow going through into the motor, keep the cooling system going on there and working as efficiently as it possibly can. So there you go, guys. I reckon that's pretty much about what I do with my fridge. What are you guys doing with yours? I've asked, and I'd be pretty keen. You know, are you switching your car fridge off, or do you leave it running like I am 24/7 with this one? So till then, guys, hopefully see you out in the bush someday soon. Catch you later on, and thanks for tuning in. Be rude.